Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Global Beast Tamer. I, the Eternal Beast Tamer. Chapter 11. On the bus heading to the trial site, everyone sat far away from GTN, except Ji-bai. The first bus was very quiet. Some people looked back at GTN from time to time, and then quickly turned their heads away, as if they had seen a terrifying demon. The class monitor was eventually replaced by a girl named Xie Shilling, because no one except him wanted to take care of the class with GTN. GTN, what was that move you just called? Ji-bai, who was sitting next to GTN, asked with a smile. Absolute wind blade. GTN looked at the rapidly retreating scenery outside the window and said. His ears had just been cleared, but Ji-bai sat next to him. Naturally, it was impossible for him to chase him away, and this person had just helped him. Although the effect was not very good, it could be seen that he was not the same as those second-generation people. It's a good name, and it's also very powerful. Ji-bai complimented with a smile. Tell me, what's the matter with you? Stop inking. GTN yawned. This guy had nothing to do with him until he got close to him. What's the matter? Don't you want to meet brother GTN? Ji-bai smiled awkwardly. Then you go first, I want to take a nap. Seeing that he refused to talk, GTN kicked him out directly. No, I said. Ji-bai suddenly sat up straight, approached GTN and whispered. I have a great opportunity, do you want to do it? You tell me first, I'll do it if there are benefits. GTN turned around and said. That's okay. Ji-bai thought for a while, and it seemed that only GTN was somewhat reliable now, so there was no harm in telling him first. He believed that GTN would not give up this opportunity. The thing is like this. When the space rift was destroyed, some were deliberately retained, and then some evolved into secret realms. However, there are restrictions on entering the secret realm that it has evolved into. One of them is that the initial contract to control the beast is less than 3 years. Ji-bai paused and continued. My family only has 2 places, and my father gave these places to my sister and me respectively. But you also know that although my talent is good, it is still relative. For example, I can never compare to you, the great master. So, I want you to go hang out there for me. After speaking, Ji-bai looked at GTN and asked what he meant. What do you want? GTN thought for a moment and asked. He didn't believe that Ji-bai would give him this opportunity in vain. It's nothing. As long as brother can help me bring back a cub of gold level or above. After saying that, Ji-bai touched his head sheepishly. He knew that this request was a bit difficult, but he needed to prepare for his second beast control. And that secret realm produces cubs of gold level or even palace level ferocious beasts. It must be dangerous there, right? GTN glanced at Ji-bai and said. He knew that there was no free lunch in the world, and if it was that easy to get a cub of a gold level ferocious beast, there was no need to let himself go. There are some dangers, but as long as you are careful and don't provoke those powerful beasts, there should be no problem. Ji-bai replied. Of course, I only want 1 cub, and all the other harvests will be yours. It is a rich secret realm. There are so many resources in it that even a gold level powerhouse would be greedy. Ji-bai continued to seduce. Let me think about it. After saying that, GTN turned his head and closed his eyes. Oh, okay, but time is running out. Ji-bai knew that GTN was thinking now, so he didn't bother him. GTN knew that Ji-bai must not have made the danger clear. Judging from the eggs of gold level or even above level ferocious beasts, there must be at least ferocious beasts of this level inside. And now he is just a rookie at the black iron level. If he encounters such a dominant beast, he will probably be killed without even being able to see it. Moreover, he also said that his family only has 2 quotas, what about the others? At that time, he will not only face the danger of ferocious beasts, but also the danger of these people who go in with him. Therefore, if you want to participate in that kind of secret realm, you must have silver level or even gold level strength. After an unknown amount of time, the bus stopped with its spinning tires. Classmates, we have arrived at the station and can get off the bus. Yi Wan, the head teacher, stood up from his seat and said. Opening his eyes, GTN stood up, picked up his backpack and was about to go out, only to find that the fat boy Ji-bai was still sleeping. Hey, we're here. After patting his shoulder, GTN collapsed directly from his lap. When I stepped out of the car, I was greeted by a breath of wilderness. This place is different from the famous one in the city. Muddy roads, sand everywhere. Not far away, you can vaguely see a pile of bones. And it can be clearly seen that teachers and students are flying quickly past the city wall that is 20 to 30 meters high from time to time, and the student's body is dripping with blood. All this is told to the newcomers. This is by no means a pampering place, it is full of danger and death. Chapter 12. Under the leadership of Teacher Yi, GTN and the others came to a square. In fact, the square was more like some open space without buildings. Soon, 3 strong men walked from the side. The momentum when walking and the murderous intention inadvertently revealed their strength. GTN looked and found that one of the 3 people was Instructor Tang, who was responsible for his awakening. As for the other 2, he didn't know them. Hello everyone, from today on, we are your instructors. My surname is Tang, you can just call me Instructor Tang. Instructor Tang was the first to speak, and he was also the strongest among the 3. Hello everyone, my surname is Zhao. You can call me Instructor Zhao. Instructor Zhao's voice was a little muddy, and there were 3 obvious marks on his face, which seemed to be the marks of a claw. Hello everyone, my surname is Yang, you can call me Instructor Yang. Instructor Yang's voice is more harmonious, but still sonorous and powerful. After the 3 instructors introduced each other one by one, Instructor Tang stood up again. He glanced at the people in Class 1, paused slightly when he saw GTN, and nodded lightly. Very good. It seems that except for the one who was hospitalized due to fright at school, everyone else is here. After reading it, Instructor Tang nodded. First of all, let me introduce that this place is called the place of trial, and it is also called the place of death. Because various casualties occur here every year. At the same time, this is also known as the last stop for the college entrance examination. Because, after this month you can enter the university gate. At the same time, you will also be divided into 3, 6 or 9 levels. If you want to get into a good university, then you have to work hard here. If you are afraid of death, you might as well quit now. After speaking, Instructor Tang paused and asked, are there any students who want to quit? After waiting for a moment, no one said anything. Instructor Tang nodded and said, very good, we are in the same class as expected. Instructor Tang's question is something every instructor would ask every year, and every year some people would be scared to quit. But obviously, this class's first class is not among them. You're going to be living here for the next month. Let me introduce to you the rules here first. Everything here depends on points. The water, food, and houses you need to survive here are all obtained by yourself. And if you want to get points, you need to go to the wilderness outside this base. There are countless ferocious beasts there, which were specially captured and released by the strong men in Laoshan City. Okay, I've said what I need to say, the rest is up to you. After Instructor Tang finished speaking, he left with the 2 instructors, leaving behind a group of confused students. Come on, your teacher will watch your performance, so don't lose our first class. Head teacher Yi Wan narrowed her eyes and said with a smile. After that, he left this place without remembering anything. Apparently she knew the place well. Come on, there is someone in my family here, I want to find him. I have someone in my family too, so I'll say goodbye first. ... Soon, the students in Class 1 disappeared without a trace. Let's go, I'll take you to get familiar with the environment. Ji Bai, who stayed here specially, put his arm around GTN's shoulders and said. Okay, GTN just needs a guide. There are no rules here. Just like the teacher said, everything depends on points. And if you want to get points, there are generally only 2 ways. The first is to go to the wild to hunt ferocious beasts. Those ferocious beasts are specially captured by strong men from the outskirts of Laoshan Mountain and are specially prepared for students. Therefore, there is no better place for killing in the entire Laoshan city than here. The ground. The second is to brush up the rankings. Having said this, Ji Bai stopped and pointed at a tall electronic screen and said to GTN. See that screen? There are some of the strongest young people in the entire Laotian city, and there are even some kids from other cities who come here because of their reputation. GTN followed the direction and looked at the screen 4 or 5 stories high. There aren't any ads playing on the screen. Above is the ranking of each person. From 1 to 100, a total of 100 students. We belong to the new class, and those above are all repeaters. Knowing GTN's confusion, Jibai took the lead. This is the same as the college entrance examination in the previous life. Every year, there are always a large number of students reviewing and then squeezing the places for the next level students. A vicious cycle then forms. Anyone who is on this list can receive a certain number of points every day. It's just that it's very difficult to get on the list. It's usually the domain of repeaters, and it's difficult for freshmen to get on. Seemingly realizing something, Jibai quickly said. Of course, you are the exception. This kid is not a human being. Jibai cursed secretly in his heart. The attack from a black iron level beast master was comparable to that of a silver level beast master. This was not the power that a normal beast master should have. Also because of this, he became more and more certain that GTN's beast control was definitely not gold level. He knew that a beast control with gold level potential would never be this strong. It is definitely above the gold level, or even higher. In addition, there is a trading center. The ferocious beasts and beast crystals hunted can be converted into points there, and some necessities can be purchased. Jibai is very familiar with this place, and since he wants GTN, he is very enthusiastic about GTN. Okay, then I'll go out and get some points first. GTN followed Jibai around and wrote down some important places. He planned to go hunting and earn some points so that he could rent a house tonight. He didn't want to sleep in the wild. No, just take me with you. Jibai said quickly when he heard that GTN was leaving. He hasn't agreed to his request yet. How could we let GTN go so easily? I like someone. GTN said lightly that his secrets cannot be known to others. Okay, here is the area map of the nearby ferocious beasts. Seeing GTN's resolute look, Jibai knew that he could not persuade him, so he had no choice but to give him a map. Thanks. After taking the map, GTN turned around and left without stopping at all. Chapter 13. Taking the map, GTN went straight to the wilderness outside the base. But above the base wall, several instructors and teacher Yi watched him leave. This kid's future is not simple. He is not a thing in the pool. Instructor Tang sighed. Yes, a mid-level black iron level move can actually resist an early stage silver level attack. Even if I don't use all my strength, it's still very good. Teacher Yi on the side said with emotion. She still can't believe it. Then, what kind of ferocious beast is it? Teacher Zhao is very confused. He has been sweeping the wilderness all year round, but he has never seen such a tough beast. Perhaps it is a variant of Xiaoyu Silver Wolf, and it has become more powerful. Instructor Yang looked at GTN's disappearing figure and said. Speaking of this, several instructors and a teacher were unconsciously silent, because they all knew the potential of a mutated and stronger Xiaoyu Silver Wolf. Then he may not just create a golden family in the future. He can even build a huge city like Laotian City, enough to accommodate tens of millions of people. At the same time, they all know that his future will certainly not be smooth sailing. Xiaoyu Sirius was upgraded to the Black Iron Intermediate level, and GTN's body was also improving rapidly. When he was not contracted to control the beast, his speed was 9 meters per second, but now GTN's speed has reached 12 meters or even 13 meters per second, which has already surpassed the top athletes in his previous life, and his endurance is stronger. Not just speed, but power. Taking his previous physical strength as a standard, GTN's current strength is almost 20 times that of before. And this is just the intermediate level of Black Iron. One can imagine how powerful those beast masters will be when their beast masters reach the bronze, silver, or even gold level. Running at his fastest speed, GTN's speed is almost as fast as a small electric motor. After running about 10 kilometers, GTN came to an area with a large number of black iron level ferocious beasts on the map given by Jibai. Stopping, GTN immediately released Xiaoyu Sirius, and he also began to become cautious. Ouch. Xiao Yin, who was looking for prey, suddenly raised his head, and his body trembled slightly unconsciously, which was the excitement of meeting the prey. Don't worry, we have plenty of time. GTN rubbed Xiao Yin's body. He knew that Xiao Yin was eager to fight and fight. However, hunters must be patient. Under GTN's comfort, Little Silver quickly calmed down. This was his first time in the wilderness, so he was a little excited. Looking forward, GTN quickly spotted a bloodthirsty cat that was at the mid-level black iron level. The bloodthirsty cat is about half a meter tall, with 3 bloody traces on its black fur, which is its trademark. A set of data appeared directly in front of GTN's eyes. Name, Bloodthirsty Cat. Qualification, Advanced Black Iron. Level, Black Iron Intermediate. Attribute, Blood Type. Beast Type, Dark Type. Skills, Bloodthirsty Madness. Speed, Shadow Claw. The bloodthirsty cat has very good ears. When GTN discovered it, it also discovered GTN. Bloodthirsty cats are carnivores and often feed on other small ferocious beasts in the wild. Moreover, the intermediate-level black iron bloodthirsty cat is very fast, almost as fast as the advanced black iron-level ferocious beasts. The bloodthirsty cat stared at GTN quietly from a distance, observing whether there were any traps around him. When it was discovered that there was only one silver wolf of the same level as GTN beside him, the bloodthirsty cat couldn't bear it any longer and activated its speed skill. In the blink of an eye, it rushed from 100 meters away to 30 meters away from GTN. Howling Moon Sirius, use Absolute Wind Blade. Xiaoyu Tinlong couldn't wait for it. The moment he heard GTN's order, a small silver-colored wind blade was condensed. Then he quickly slashed at the bloodthirsty cat. The wind blade is good at facing the wind, and it has become 10 meters in size with just one breath. The bloodthirsty cat that was running towards GTN stopped when he saw the silver-white wind blade condensed. It felt the fatal crisis, and the hair all over its body exploded in fear. It turned around and ran away without hesitation, knowing that it had encountered an apex predator. However, no matter how fast it is not as fast as the wind blade. Before it can completely turn around, the wind blade had already hit it. Meow. A miserable cat meow rang through the air. The bloodthirsty cat was directly cut in half by the wind blade, bleeding profusely. After killing the bloodthirsty cat, Xiaoyu Sirius immediately ran over, stretched out his claws and dug out a crystal prism on the bloodthirsty cat's head. This is the beast crystal. With the beast crystal in his mouth, Xiaoyu Sirius returned to GTN and handed the beast crystal to him. The moment GTN took the beast crystal, the system's voice sounded again. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the black iron level intermediate beast crystal. Will it be converted into experience points? Yes. GTN said without hesitation. When GTN looked at Xiaoyu Sirius's data increased again. Name, Xiaoyu Sirius. Strength, black iron intermediate. Qualification, supreme, top. Attributes, wind system, moon system, space system. Skills, absolute wind blade, devour, fury, wolf king's pressure, teleportation. Experience value, 10 100ths. Seeing the number after the experience value, GTN understood that this should be the transformed experience, which also meant that as long as the experience value reached 100, his beast control level could be improved. When thinking of this, GTN had a smile on his face. If the beast crystals can speed up the evolution of my beast control, then as long as I have enough beast crystals, the Howling Moon Silver Wolf can quickly improve its strength. GTN guessed that his idea was correct. As for whether it is true, we only need to kill a few more ferocious beasts to find out. Chapter 14. After handing the beast crystal to GTN, Xiaoyu Sirius returned to the body of the bloodthirsty cat and started chewing it. This is the first prey it is born with and its first food. Taming beasts are the same as people. They also need to replenish energy. There are 2 kinds of food for beasts. The first is the meat of ferocious beasts, and the second is beast crystals. Absorbing beast crystals is the main way for other beast masters to help beast masters evolve, but the absorption speed is very slow. It is simply impossible to directly convert it into experience points like GTN. With Xiaoyu Sirius, GTN started hunting mode. Continue to hunt the low-level ferocious beasts around. Ding! Your beast, Howling Moon Sirius, kills the Black Iron low-level ferocious beast Megatooth Rabbit, and the experience is +1. Ding, your beast, Howling Moon Sirius, kills the Black Iron intermediate ferocious beast Bloodthirsty Cat, and the experience is +10. Ding, your beast, Howling Moon Sirius, killed the Black Iron high-level ferocious beast, the Red-Blooded Tiger, and gained +20 experience. With the improvement of Xiaoyu Tinlong's supreme level qualifications, no ferocious beast can be its enemy in one blow. As long as they were the prey that Xiaoyu Sirius was interested in, all of them would be killed without exception. Now Xiaoyu Silver Wolf has become the Black Iron level overlord of this area. After sweeping across the entire area, GTN opened Xiaoyu Silver Wolf's data panel again. Name, Xiaoyu Sirius. Strength, Black Iron Intermediate Plus. Qualification, Supreme, Top. Attributes, Wind System, Moon System, Space System. Skills, Absolute Wind Blade, Devour, Fury, Wolf King's Pressure, Teleportation. Experience value, 305 100ths. The experience value was enough for Xiaoyu Silver Wolf to evolve. GTN immediately clicked the plus sign behind the Black Iron Intermediate without any hesitation. The experience value was instantly reduced by 100, and the strength of Xiaoyu Sirius has become advanced Black Iron. I looked at the sky and saw the afterglow of the sun. The shadows of the plants were stretched very long. GTN knew that it was time to go back. Naturally, it was impossible for him to gain more than 300 experience points from an afternoon of massacre. The backpack behind GTN was already filled with beast crystals of different levels. At the entrance of the base, all the teachers and instructors of the freshman class were looking at the young man who was gradually appearing in the distance. Today is the first day of the trial. Head teacher Yi Wan and instructor Tang Yi are standing on the wall of the base, looking expectantly for the group of people. You're back. How was your harvest? Oh, don't mention it. I have been busy all afternoon in vain. The wilderness is too dangerous. I almost told you that this time. Me too. I met a low-level Black Iron Bloodthirsty Cat, whose speed is comparable to that of an intermediate Black Iron Cat. If it weren't for the secret protection of the teacher, you wouldn't be able to see me today. One by one, the exhausted teenagers dragged their broken bodies and supported each other back to the base. Some people carry their prey behind them and go to the trading center to exchange for food and shelter amid the envious eyes of the people around them. Some people looked down and out with blood all over their bodies and their eyes were dull, as if they had suffered a huge fright. This should be a walk on the edge of life and death. It seems that the harvest on the first day is not very good. Yi Wan looked at the bleak scene below and shook his head. She knew that the first day would be a huge blow to the students, but she still didn't expect this kind of tragedy. Yes, for some reason, the higher-ups decided to increase the difficulty of this trial, so the ferocious beasts in this trial area are all Black Iron level or above, and these students who have not even entered the level 1 to it's naturally difficult to face a Black Iron level ferocious beast. Instructor Tang explained the reason. This situation has not been encountered in previous years, and it seems that the students in Class 1A are also very worried. This is just their first step into the world of Beast Masters. If they can't persist at this point, then they might as well waste less resources. Instructor Zhao's hoarse voice sounded. Coming. Instructor Yang, who had always been quiet, was the first to discover the students in their class. The three of them immediately flew down from the city wall to greet the first batch of returning students. To their surprise, the first batch of people to come back were not a group of stronger boys, but a group of 4 or 5 girls. The original aloof aura had long since disappeared, and his eyes were full of exhaustion and rare perseverance. And the most surprising thing is that behind each of them there is a corpse of a vicious beast. Walking at the front was Xie Shilling, the squad leader of Class 1, and the beast she was pulling was also the biggest among them. Thank you for your hard work. You are the first batch to come back. Go back and rest. Yi Wan walked up and helped Xie Shilling take down the beast. It is a Black Iron primary magic pattern tiger. Very good. The other instructors looked at the ferocious beasts of the other girls. They are all beginners of Black Iron. The exhausted girls were no longer able to say anything. He nodded and slowly walked towards the base. That must be someone from Class 1. Those nearby who saw this scene said with envy and sourness. Yeah, that's the one from class 1. Even a girl is better than me. My companion also said sourly. Don't look at it. We have to exchange food quickly. As for the house, don't worry about it. Let's sleep outside. The leading boy withdrew his gaze and said to the people next to him. Their team of 5 people only brought back the body of one ferocious beast. And they all got lucky. As time passed, the number of students at the gate of the base gradually increased, and at the same time, there were also many old students watching the freshmen's jokes. Just like they were back then. Except for the first class, all the students in this class seemed to be very good. An old student smiled and said to his companion next to him. But it's not that good. Everyone is lucky to come back. His companion also smiled disdainfully. I heard that there is a powerful character among the freshmen this year, who is already at the intermediate level of Black Iron. A girl told the news she had learned. The man you are talking about is called GTN. I heard that he can compete with silver level experts. A handsome man said. Haha, a group of newcomers to the world of beast masters. How do they know how powerful a silver level beast master is? They are just scared. Do they really think he can be so powerful? Some people are very disdainful of this statement. Not only is he disdainful, but others also don't believe it. It is equivalent to a baby who has just turned 1 month old fighting an adult, and receiving a message saying that the child has fought the adult for 180 rounds and has not yet fallen. Isn't this a joke? We can see it later. I hope this person is not too weak. Many of them came to see GTN after hearing about it. Because you can basically tell some of a new student's future achievements from the trial on his first day. Chapter 15. The sky is getting dark, and the lights at the entrance of the base have been turned on, illuminating the surroundings like daylight. Those who came back early had already exchanged what they needed and then came to the door to wait for the students in their own class, so as to see how others performed so as to give themselves some comfort. Why hasn't GTN come back yet? Isn't it because you don't dare to come back? The second generation students from class 1, who have changed their outfits, are eager to steal the spotlight, because even though they are very embarrassed, they compare with the other classes. Their self-confidence comes back. Maybe I'm bad, but if others are worse than me, that means I'm strong. In this kind of heart, the second generation of the first class regained their vitality. Shut your mouth. If you don't come back, he won't come back. We are all students in the same class and classmates. There is no need to make it so unpleasant. Squad leader Xie Shilling scolded. She became the monitor of a class, so she naturally had to work hard for the harmony of the class. It's not that she prefers GTN, it's just that she thinks there's something wrong with these second-generation minds. Zhang Haoran almost died in his hands in the morning, and he hasn't recovered yet. Why don't these people have long memories? Snort. The second generation who was taught a lesson turned his head in displeasure, but did not refute again, because he could not compete with the squad leader regardless of his status or strength. This second generation did not dare to contradict Xie Shilling, but Zhao Yongning was different. Xie, monitor, I advise you to leave this matter alone. Let's not disturb each other, otherwise it will be difficult for everyone. Zhao Yongning made it clear that if Zhang Haoran was not here, then he would be the leader of the first class. Naturally, he can't let his own people be bullied, and he can also win people's hearts. Even if the technique is not clever, the effect is quite effective. Soon, a dozen people gathered around Zhao Yongning, accounting for almost 1/2 of the first class. The remaining families are required to adopt a don't-care attitude. It's better that they successfully suppressed GTN, without a strong man on their head, they were willing. It doesn't matter if they fail. Anyway, there are many strong people above them, so it's not their turn to care. I hope you won't regret it. Squad leader Xie knew that he could not defeat them, and they were also implementing certain decisions of the previous generation. Regret? How could I regret it? There have been lucky people like GTN since the establishment of Laoshan City. In the end, they were either recruited or strangled to death in the cradle. Don't give him a chance to grow at all. We have plenty of backup options. Zhao Yongning stopped talking and just looked into the distance, because today they had a good show waiting for GTN here. It was completely dark at this time, but the number of people at the base gate not only did not decrease, but instead gradually increased. Teachers who were familiar with this place knew immediately what was going on. Something's wrong today. Why are there so many people here waiting to come back instead of going to rest? Teacher Yi Wan asked in confusion, frowning. At this time, the flow of the population changed, and the entrance to the base, which originally had more entrances and fewer exits, gradually became reversed. More and more students and even teachers and instructors gathered. The originally peaceful gate was now noisy. People who had just returned from the wilderness were full of curiosity and asked the people around them what happened. What's going on? A messy boy asked a friend after returning to his class. I don't know. I heard that someone is causing trouble tonight. So we all came to take a look. His friend spread his hands and said that he only knew this much. Who is it? So capable of causing trouble. Half of the people in the base have gathered here, right? The young man looked around. I saw the arrogant old students on the city wall. The aura on his body soared into the sky. I saw dozens of teachers and instructors standing in the air, silent, but their eyes were always fixed on the wilderness in front of them. I saw students still pouring out and instructors and teachers flying out. Oh my God. Is this going to be a war? The young man said confusedly. There are enough people here to start a small war. Who can summon so much energy to cause trouble? Teacher Yi, something happened. Just when Teacher Yi and other instructors were feeling helpless, Ji Bai, who didn't know when he would be back, anxiously made his way through the crowd to their side. What's wrong? Don't worry, Teacher Yang still said calmly at this time. Ji Bai, who had spent so much effort to get here, gasped and said, Teacher, the second-generation students in our class have found hundreds of old students and are preparing to cause trouble for GTN here. What? After hearing Ji Bai's words, Instructor Tang and Teacher Yi's expressions darkened. They each gave GTN gold cards, which represented win-win and friendship. Teacher Yi is an ordinary class teacher, and GTN is his student. Don't worry, let's find a solution quickly. Teacher Yang comforted. Yes, if someone wants to cause trouble for my students, it depends on whether I agree or not. Instructor Zhao's rough voice sounded, and it was obvious that he was very protective. Yes, not everyone can touch my students, Tang Hao. When he said these words, Instructor Tang's body surged with a surge of momentum. Powerful and domineering. Do not forget me. Teacher Yang said with a smile, and the next moment an equally huge momentum shot up into the sky, which was no weaker than Instructor Tang. For the first time ever, no one has touched my students, Zhao Gang. Instructor Zhao chuckled, and a murderous aura burst out of his body, causing Ji Bai nearby to shrink his head subconsciously. In front of Instructor Zhao, it seemed like he was facing a murderous devil. Instructor Zhao has definitely killed people, and quite a few. Ji Bai thought of it immediately. Don't underestimate a weak woman like me. Yi Wan also smiled slightly, and then showed off his cultivation without any hint of weakness. 3 silver late stages. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.